Most people searching for Costa Rica citizenship by investment are actually searching for something that doesn't officially exist. Unlike countries that offer a direct citizenship by investment program, Costa Rica follows a much longer path. You cannot simply invest money and receive a passport. Instead, Costa Rica uses a residency-first system that eventually leads to citizenship for people who genuinely live in the country. But that doesn't mean the opportunity isn't attractive. In fact, Costa Rica has become one of the most popular destinations for investors, retirees, and expats because the investment requirements are relatively low, the country is politically stable, and the path to a second passport is clearly defined. Let's break it down. The main investment pathway is called the Inversionista Visa. Under law 9,996, the minimum investment requirement is $150,000. Before this law, investors needed $200,000, so the barrier to entry is now significantly lower. Most people qualify by purchasing real estate. This can be a home, condominium, commercial property, agricultural land, or other titled real estate. However, there is an important rule many investors miss. The property must be owned directly in your personal name. Using a holding company or shell corporation generally does not qualify for residency purposes anymore. Investors can also qualify by investing $150,000 into an active Costa Rican business or approved financial securities. There is even a special environmental category where investments in approved forestry or reforestation projects require only $100,000. Once approved, you receive temporary residency. This is where many people get confused. You are not receiving citizenship. You are not receiving permanent residency. You are receiving a temporary residency permit that is valid for 2 years and can be renewed as long as you maintain the investment. After 3 years of legal residency, you become eligible to apply for permanent residency. Permanent residency gives you much more flexibility, including the ability to work freely inside Costa Rica if you choose. But what about citizenship? This is where the timeline becomes much longer. For Americans and most other foreign nationals, Costa Rica requires 7 years of continuous legal residency before you can apply for naturalization. Citizens from certain Spanish-speaking and Central American countries may qualify after 5 years, but Americans generally need 7. And here's the critical part. The government does not simply count calendar years. Costa Rica's Supreme Electoral Tribunal performs a detailed audit of your physical presence inside the country. Every entry and exit is reviewed. If you spend too much time outside Costa Rica, the government can determine that you have not maintained continuous residence and reject the citizenship application. In other words, Costa Rica wants future citizens to actually live there, not simply park money in real estate and wait for a passport. Applicants must also demonstrate integration into the country. Most people under age 65 must pass Spanish language and civics examinations covering Costa Rican history, culture, and democratic institutions. Applicants over age 65 are exempt from these tests. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest advantages. Costa Rica allows dual citizenship. While applicants sign a declaration during the naturalization process, Americans generally do not lose their US citizenship simply by becoming Costa Rican citizens. That means many people can legally hold both passports. From a lifestyle perspective, Costa Rica remains highly attractive. The country offers a stable democracy, low property taxes, strong healthcare, and one of the highest quality of life rankings in Latin America. Its territorial tax system is another advantage. In most situations, foreign source income such as US, Social Security, pensions, investment income, and retirement account withdrawals remain outside Costa Rican taxation. However, Americans must still comply with IRS filing requirements because the United States taxes citizens regardless of where they live. There is also an important deadline investors should know about. Law 9,996 currently provides valuable incentives, including duty-free importation of household goods and up to 2 vehicles for qualifying residents. These benefits are scheduled to expire in July 2026, unless extended by the government. For investors planning a relocation, timing could become important. Now let's talk about costs. While the investment minimum is $150,000, the total process costs more than that. Between legal fees, government fees, translations, apostilles, background checks, residency cards, and administrative expenses, many families spend an additional $5,000 to $6,000 or more during the immigration process. Processing times have also become longer in recent years. What once took several months can now take anywhere from 9 to 15 months, depending on the case. So what's the bottom line? Costa Rica does not offer a true citizenship-by-investment program. What it offers is something different. You invest at least $150,000, obtain temporary residency, transition to permanent residency after 3 years, and potentially qualify for citizenship after 7 years if you genuinely live in the country and meet all integration requirements. For people looking for a fast second passport, Costa Rica is probably not the best option. But for investors seeking a stable country, a high quality of life, and a long-term path to dual citizenship, Costa Rica remains one of the most attractive residency programs in the Americas.